Hey, what's going on guys? Lag here and thank you for joining me today for a Nioh 2 build video. Alright guys, in today's video I am bringing you my KUSARIGAMA build that works around poison. I actually had a few requests to do a few poisonous builds around a few other weapons as well. So I'll go ahead and do those. And for my guys that follow me that's looking for an axe build, I haven't forgot you all. Like I said, I'm still testing out a few other sets and I want to make sure that the numbers are right to me at least. So I just don't want to rush that out. Alright, but for the time being, let me go ahead and start off with my skills I'm using on my KUSARIGAMA. Alright, so this skill right here, guys, for your Mystic Art, I would like to emphasize using this if you can. Actually, just use this skill, period. It's really good if you're not doing too many moves that involve the blade, such as the Reaper, or, Deliverance and all that kind of stuff. In general, when you're using your hammer on your KUSARIGAMA, this right here gives you, just basically an attack boost for using it. Alright. And I find this skill to be very useful. So, alright, going down to my other skills in high stance, I'm using the Serpent Strike. I don't use this move a lot unless I'm fighting humans, but when I do use it, I prefer using this Arcana of the Dead. Alright. Now, guys, two moves I would like to emphasize on as far as these damage boost skills go for your custom active skills. If by any chance you have damage boost skill and damage boost dexterity, I highly recommend putting them on these particular two moves right here. Not necessarily Crimson Flurry and Blade Spin, but for these particular movesets that involve L1 triangle and L1 square, I recommend putting damage boost skill and damage boost dexterity on these two skills. I don't have damage boost dexterity right now. I only have damage boost skill. And I actually have that right here with Deliverance. I'm giving you guys bad advice already. But anyway, don't do that. Just, like I said, I recommend putting it right here. Alright, of course you can't boost your Summer Twilight, which is to give you an attack boost, when your guy gets all buffed up and all that, so. Alright. For mid stance, since I've been using the KUSARIGAMA so far, I have not been using a lot of mid stance. I find, in my opinion, high stance and low stance to be the best stances for the KUSARIGAMA. That's just me. I'm not really a big KUSARIGAMA user anyway, but I'm going to start definitely working on playing with it a lot more. So, alright. And for my low stance, I don't really have anything set up right here. Basically, in the duration of the video, I was just basically using high stance. But I do find low stance to be useful with the KUSARIGAMA. Okay. And also, here, like I was saying earlier with Reaper, this is one of those moves where you can basically proc elements very fast. And if by any chance, guys, if you have any Reaper inheritables, I would definitely recommend putting them on your builds if you intend to play like this, where you could just basically, run up to the boss or enemy, whatever, and just go away with them with the Reaper skill. Alright, going on to my gear I'm using now. Alright guys, so starting off with my first weapon, I'm using the KUSARIGAMA, of course. Alright, with this particular KUSARIGAMA, I like this one because of that first bonus, melee key damage. I find that to be, useful against humans and whatnot, so I'm using Summer Twilight Duration. I'm using Imbue Poison. Now, another thing as well, I got some really good rolls on this KUSARIGAMA, but by any chance, if you have attack bonus dexterity, or change to attack, whatever you want to call it, go ahead and throw that on there. I couldn't get dexterity. I spent a lot of gold trying to get it, and I just ended up settling for skill. So, alright, and also I'm using life drain on the melee attack. That's pretty much mandatory for me on most of my builds. Alright, you don't necessarily have to use the dual blades, but this build works very well with the dual blades as well, considering both weapons are scaling with skill for me right now anyway. So and my stats are at their highest for skill and dexterity. So again, ranged weapons don't matter, so you don't have to worry about those too much. Alright, for my helmet, guys, I'm using the Coil Snake helmet. By any chance, if you do not have this helmet, guys, I have a video I did on my channel about a week or so ago on how to find that helmet. I'm imagining a lot of you guys probably already have it, so, and these are my rolls. Mainly you want to try to definitely get an attack inheritable revolving around the Kusarigama if you have any. Of course, base attack, that's pretty much a given. Okay, for my chest piece, I'm using the Jitsu Power, Life Recovery. I didn't have any inheritables on my chest or other chests to roll for this particular chest piece. Alright. And by the way, I didn't state the name of this gear set. I went on right ahead after I said Coil Snake Helmet. This is the Golden Gora set, guys. And let me just show you the bonuses right quick on this set. Very good bonuses. Very, very good. And one of the reasons I enjoy using this set with the Kusarigama, I tested Moon Prayer with the Kusarigama, but I felt... Actually, I tested Moon Prayer and I tested One Eye Dragon. And I felt this set, in my opinion, offers the best style of damage. One of the things also I want to emphasize before you start using this build, if you decide to check it out and play with it yourself, make sure when you go into a fight in general, just make sure your Guardian Spirit gauge or your Amrita gauge is completely full, because that's an attack bonus, as you can see at the bottom right here. The higher this gauge is, the more attack you'll get. So, you know, likely what I do is I just put Spirit Stones on my shortcut slots, and I just make sure that gauge is all the way full before I start fighting. So, you know, that's pretty much a guaranteed bonus you don't have to worry about unless you die or something like that. So, okay, on my gloves, nothing major. I have Ninjutsu Power. I just wrote Random Slice on here in case I decide I want to mess around with the dual blades and stuff. So, Untouched Magic for Omnio. Defense and attack. And again, if you have any inheritables you would like to use for the Kusarigama, go right ahead and throw that on here. Alright, for my waist, nothing more, but just like I was saying, some Ninjutsu Power, Tenacity, Toughness, Faster Winded Recovery, and Attack. And also, guys, since I mentioned Tenacity, I'm going to do my best to remember in a few minutes to show you guys a skill that's a custom active skill that you can use and keep yourself from dying as long as Tenacity is on your build. I'll show you guys that skill in a minute, and it does a lot of damage. Okay, for my boots, nothing more but Toughness, Fire Resistance, Omnio Magic Power, Defense, and Attack. And again, guys, if you have any inheritables, go ahead and throw that on here. Alright, for both of my charms, I'm simply using Ki, melee poison, melee damage with poison enemy, you know. Life drain on the Jitsu hits. Alright, and poison accumulation. Alright, tell you what, let me go ahead and show you guys this active skill I'm talking about so I don't forget. Alright, this skill I'm talking about that you can keep yourself from dying if you decide to use it is right here, Raging Strike. Now what this does is, this allows you to get a nice substantial boost in damage, but it wears your health down while you're using it. Okay? I also have another build on standby right now revolving around this skill, but I haven't deployed that build yet because I still want to tweak it a little bit. But this is actually a really good skill. You just have to have the right talents on your build. And one of the main talents you want to have in general is definitely Tenacity. And you know, as long as you're careful around enemies, you won't die. As long as you're using the skill, you'll just, you know what I'm saying? So, alright, so now let's go back, let me see. Alright, let's go to my cores. Alright, here we go, guys. Starting with the first one. Alright, I'm using my Gutsu Warrior. Give myself some extra active skill damage when I use skill attacks. I'm also using a little bit of extra attack on this particular core, you know, just to boost my damage a little bit more. Alright. Haven't really made a living weapon build yet, so you know, you don't have to worry too much about Yokai Shift. Alright. For my second core, guys, I'm using Yatsu Nakami. And she offers a lot more melee damage against poison enemies. That's pretty high, actually, too. I didn't think it was that much, 17%. But anyway, there you go. Alright, extended Yokai Shift. Don't have to be that, and Murder Earn. Alright. And for my last core, guys, I'm just using this one because of the extra attack, but the core I would recommend you using here in place of Nure is definitely the Toxic Slime. If you can get any of those cores on here, throw that on here because that gives you extra poison accumulation. And the only reason I know that is because that's what the other cores normally give you for their element. So I haven't come across any poison slimes, so they seem to be really, really rare for some reason. I don't know why they're so rare. I mean, I don't think I've ever gotten one, honestly. Man, you know, I almost have about 500 hours in this game. So, all right, but anyway, that's about all. That's about all for that. So, all right, guys, and here I'll tell you what. Let's go to my tea house so you guys can see what clan I'm using. All right. Alright, for my clan, guys, I'm using none other than Honda. Great Honda clan. Very good clan. Alright, and these are my bonuses on my clan. Alright. And also I had one of my guys ask me as well as why was my bonus so high. Again, you can acquire a high bonus from helping others out in random encounters. A lot of times when I'm not playing by myself, I'm doing random encounters, of course, because when you're helping others, one, that's a good way of getting quality Umbra sight and getting good glory. You know, leveling up your clan. So, all right, man. So that's about all, guys, for the build. That's about all. So, hope you guys enjoy it. Nothing real, you know, spectacular. Just basically, you know, going in with the KUSARIGAMA or whatever. Again, like I said, I'm still working on the axe build, so you know, I haven't forgotten you guys. I just want to. I don't want to just throw it out. I don't believe in that. Just throwing anything out. I want to do it the right way. So I just want to really pay attention to what I'm doing as much as I can. So, all right. But other than that, guys, you guys be safe, and I'll catch y'all later, man. Have a good one. All right, later.